And we're live. It's Adam Robinson, founder and CEO of Retention.com. It is another beautiful Friday afternoon in Austin, Texas. And you know what that means? It is a work in public day. So I launched a podcast last week. I conceived of it 6 weeks prior. From actually doing stuff to launching, it was 4 weeks. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And if you look at this, it's not just like any... This is a high level of production here. There is a lot that has gone into this, and I think it's actually pretty impressive that it got launched in 4 weeks. So if you go to retention.com/podcast, you can see. So I'm going to tell you the steps to launch something like my podcast, like 10 years in the making, in a very short period of time. So step one, and this is the magic step, you got to find someone to produce it. I found these guys, PodPost Media. My contact there is Charlie. He is excellent. If you write to me, I can connect you to him. We are paying him around $5,000 a month to basically do everything related to all of the production of this, right? Like, look at all this copy. Look at this, video quality or whatever. They're slicing it up for social media so that it can be reused. They're literally posting it all. They're putting it on the website. They're doing literally everything. Without them, I would have never been able to do this because I am super strapped. So step one, find someone great to produce it. I would highly recommend these guys. Step two, decide what it's called and what it's about. I called mine 10 years in the making because this resonates with me that every overnight success is 10 years in the making. It's a Tom Clancy quote. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. Finally, what I'm doing has incredible traction. I don't think it's a coincidence that it's 10 years later. I love that quote. Number three, I set up a Calendly link just for my podcast, and I only open up Thursday and Fridays, and it's a 1 hour slot instead of my standard Calendly link, which is a half-hour slot. And then you have to get your audio and video dialed. The video maybe not as important, but definitely get a dialed audio setup. I have this Rode boom stand and mic, which I'll link to my whole audio and video setup in the comments actually, so you can check it out and see what it's all about rather than just talking about it. But the audio is imperative. Video, meh, who cares? It's a podcast. Number five, get a riverside.fm account. It's just a podcast management thing that records the video and audio on your hard drive instead of over the internet. And then when you stop, it uploads the audio and video to the internet so that you can have a much higher quality recording than you would if you were just doing it, on your own computer, with the other person coming in on the internet signal. And then step number six, you record the intro and outro episode and get your producer, your headshot, and anything else that they ask for so that they can make your intro and outro episode. And I'm going to pan over to mine real quick. This is basically what these guys made for me, right? And there's a bunch of resources in it. It's really incredible, this service of podcast production. And then step number six, interview your guests. I did about 10 interviews in the first 2 weeks, so I have a ton of content. There's only 3 episodes that are up right now, and they have another 7 to make. I'm scrolling back to this again. So the last step is, if you did step one well, from this point forward, it all just sort of happens for you. So this is how I made my podcast where I'm interviewing our awesome founders and got it launched in 4 weeks and actually had it look really good. It's not that complicated if you have somebody doing everything for you that needs to get done to make it seem like a legit podcast. That's all we got for this week. That is my work in public. That is something that I'm really excited about. And that's it until next week. Thank you very much.